Oh, so creamy. Welcome to Japan. I'm Luke Martin and today I'm in Yokohama City. This morning we've woken up bright and early and come straight to the Yokohama Fish Market. This market's only open up to the public 2 days a month, so we're super lucky to be here. We're gonna stroll around, see all the fresh seafood that's coming in through Yokohama's port and then being shipped around the country and the world to be served at some of the best restaurants. We're gonna be exploring Yokohama for the day, showing you some incredible experiences that you can have in this amazing city. It's gonna be a great episode, so make sure you stay tuned until the end. Let's go explore the Yokohama Fish Market. So we're working our way through the Yokohama Fish Market and just stopped at this stall. He has some tuna eyeballs. They're literally like the size of a baseball. And he's also got some samples. It's like minced up tuna with some miso. There's some onions and some veggies in there as well. Let's try it out. First bite of some fresh fish here at the Yokohama Fish Market. Oh, really good. Spiced up nicely. Taste the onions. Some crunchy, I think those are peppers in there. It's actually really good. A huge variety of different fish, all kinds of different colors, sizes, shapes, and like I was mentioning, this is only open to the public 2 days a month. Most of the time just open to people who are coming for their restaurant. These are all wholesalers, so people are buying in bulk and it is just a feast for all the senses here. Super bustling today, and seeing all this fresh seafood and smelling it and getting to taste it, that's the best part. This is an interesting one right here. It's called shirako. It's cod sperm sacs. We tried it in Kyoto. Not my favorite. The things you spot in a fish market here in Japan is just incredible. We just came across two guys cutting open a fresh tuna, big tuna, but what's even crazier is the size of the knife that they're using to cut this thing open. I can't even really call it a knife, it's more of like a sword. It's probably 4 feet long or longer, and it took two guys maybe just 3-4 minutes to break open this tuna, cut it into the different cuts. Just beautiful to watch, and the meat just looks so fresh and good. So we spotted another snack for sale, and this one I just couldn't pass up. For only 100 yen, they are serving crab miso soup. I have it right here. So 100 yen, that's literally less than $1 US, and there's some crab legs in there and miso. Perfect on a cold morning here in Yokohama. Oh, it's delicious. Oh my gosh. There's probably not too much meat in that crab, but I mean, 100 yen. You can't really complain for what you're getting for that. Okay, so to my surprise, there's actually way more crab than I thought. It's half a crab, and there's quite a bit of meat in there, so let's try to see if we can suck some of that out. It's really hot. Oh my gosh. How is that 100 yen? That'd be like $20 in Canada. Wow. Delicious. And you know the locals love it. They're lined out the door for it. Getting every last piece of crab. Actually, way more meat in there than I was expecting. Oh, that miso soup was so good. All right, it's time to get proper breakfast here at the Yokohama Fish Market. There are actually a few little restaurants in an alley here, so we're gonna pop into one and order up some local seafood. So we popped into this little restaurant located just on the outskirts of the market and serving simple, fresh seafood. And instead of going the raw route, which is very popular here in Japan, I've went with the fried route. So this is something that I've never tried before. This is actually katsu maguro, so tuna that's been fried. And just look at the exterior of that. Japanese people really know how to just fry anything really well. And there's some other dishes here, so a little bit of a tofu, it looks like with some bonito flakes on top. Back here we've got a miso soup and, oh yeah, lots of daikon in there as well. And then of course some rice, but I just gotta go for a piece of this fried maguro, and it looks like a little bit of some mayo on the side too. So crunchy. It's that like panko crust on the outside. It's got all kinds of little crunchy layers and texture, and then really beautiful tuna on the inside. You can taste the fresh tuna flavor. Like, it's not just like a deep fried coating on the outside and that's all you taste. No, you can taste that fresh, really high quality tuna. And then with a little dip in the mayo here, it just goes so well. Let's try this tofu, and just drizzle a little bit of soy sauce on top, and then you can see the dried bonito flakes. That beautiful, beautiful bonito, which gives so much flavor to everything here in Japan. Yeah, the bonito has such a smoky flavor. Nice cold tofu with a little bit of ginger on top there too. I thought the plate was all tuna, but it turns out this is not tuna because I can see the tail sticking out here. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but let's try a squeeze of lemon. I'm not totally sure what kind of fish it is, but it's really good too. Really fresh flavors. They just fry everything so well here in Japan. This is a really deluxe looking miso soup. There's daikon. This is called konnyaku, this one right here. I see some lotus root in there, some pieces of fish. Let's just try the broth. Yeah, just completes the meal, the miso. And what an experience to see all the fresh seafood there in the market and then just sit down just beside the market and taste some really fresh, high quality fish. Awesome. So we've just gotten a special privilege to come into the freezer room. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's freezing cold. Look at this. It's colder than I thought. And this is where they're keeping some tuna. You can see the ceiling is completely frozen. I can see a tuna back here. Holy crap. That's a tuna. All right, that's all I'm showing you. Goodbye. Finish off at the fish market. We actually took a guided tour, and you can too. Just make sure that you're going to go on one of the 2 days a month that it is available, the first and third Saturday of every single month. And now we've come to Nippon Maru Park in the center of Yokohama. Yokohama is a port city, so it's got all kinds of awesome opportunities to take great photos of the port, the water, and then you've also got this really cool ship here, which also gives great opportunities for taking views. The city is just so clean, so nice, just like the rest of Japan, but what makes it really unique and special is that it's a port city. You've got the water views everywhere, you get a nice ocean breeze, the sun is shining. Having a great day here in Yokohama. We've made our way to the Yokohama Beer Brewery and Restaurant. We just got a little peek inside of their brewery. This is the oldest craft brewery here in Yokohama. Yokohama City is very well known for their beer, and this is one of the most popular brands. Of course, the namesake brand, Yokohama Beer. I've got myself one of their Kolsch, like a German style beer. We're also going to be having lunch here, and then after lunch we're going to be doing something really unique that I've never tried before. I'll keep it a little bit of a surprise, you guys will see in a bit, but let's try out the beer first. Really good. It's actually quite light, refreshing, a little bit hoppy and a little bit fruity at the same time. So we're finished off with our beer tasting from the Yokohama Beer Brewery, and now I'm gonna take you for a really unique experience that you can have here in Yokohama. This is it right here. This is called a beer bike. Definitely never tried this in my life. We're gonna be drinking some beer, we're gonna be biking, and well, I don't even really know what to expect. This doesn't really look like a bike. There's gonna be 6 of us on here, but well, let's see what we can get up to. Look at this thing. This is a beer bike. We're gonna be working out and drinking. Alright, we are well on our way. This is a great way to drink because you get a nice workout in while you're drinking. We're having some Christmas ale with cherry and cinnamon. Whew. This is just the beginning. Really cool experience though. Also got live tunes, really good. The route is perfect for sightseeing here in Yokohama. You go past all the famous sites. You actually drive right on the main road. Everybody's super friendly. Apparently, you'd never get away with this in Tokyo. It is a workout though, like no joke. How do your legs feel?
Oh my god, it's shaking. How's yours?
Really tired. I don't know if it's the beer or it's the bike. Both.
Who knows?
So the perfect activity for after your beer bike experience when your legs are aching, maybe you've drank a little bit too much and you need to just kind of chill out, is come to this place called MANYO Club. So we've come to the rooftop of the MANYO Club and it's an onsen. So they have a foot bath up here. We've got our feet in the water. It is beautiful temperature. It's cold outside, but as soon as you put your feet in there, it just warms you right up. And there's incredible views over the city. The big Ferris wheel lit up behind us. And the sun was just setting. You could even see the silhouette of Mount Fuji off in the distance. So what a perfect way to finish off your beer bike is to come and just let your feet relax in the onsen here at the MANYO Club. So any trip to Yokohama is not complete without bringing back some souvenirs from your stay here in Yokohama. So we've come to a place called Yokohama Goods 001, and it is specializing in all kinds of sweets and different souvenirs to bring back to your home country, specifically from Yokohama. We've given special permission to taste some of them in the store. You're not normally able to, and I've got one right here. This is called it's a chestnut cake, but you can see it says Yokohama Harbor on the front. So everything here, like I said, it's from the city of Yokohama. Let's open this up, see what we got inside, and we're definitely gonna be taking home a bunch of stuff from our trip here. There's a lot to taste at this little souvenir shop. So this one's really, really soft little cake, almost shaped like a boat, which everything here in Yokohama is like ship themed. Let's try it. It's like a sponge cake, but then there's little crunchy chestnuts on the inside. It's really moist on the outside, even though it's like packaged in this. Yeah, awesome. Okay, this one is like a little caramel cookie, caramel nuts cookie. Oh, that looks really good. It's like crumbly, chewy caramel on the inside. So all Yokohama specialty snacks, can't get them elsewhere. Also, here in Japan, the packaging of all of the different souvenirs is just like so cute. So it's a perfect gift for your friends and family back home, or just bring it home for yourself and enjoy the delicious snacks. So to finish off our trip here in Yokohama, we've come to the SHINYOKOHAMA Ramen Museum. This is a really cool place, and they've kind of recreated the old streets of Japan, like 1920s Japan, and you can come here and taste all kinds of different types of ramen. We're just kind of walking around taking in the cool atmosphere. It looks really authentic, like we just stepped back in time completely, and we're going to be sampling a couple different types of ramen here. I don't even know how they can build something like this. It's so detailed and intricate. It literally looks like you're in an old street back in the olden days here in Japan. And this is our first stop for our first bowl of ramen. You can taste all kinds of different types of ramen from around Japan here at the SHINYOKOHAMA Ramen Museum. So let's go try our first bowl. So I'm sat down now for my first bowl of ramen here at the SHINYOKOHAMA Ramen Museum. Actually, the history begins in China. Even though this is synonymous with Japanese food, ramen actually came here first from China, and it wasn't even until like the early 1900s that it actually started to become popular here in Japan. You can learn more about the history of the ramen, but I'm here to taste it, and I've got a beautiful bowl of shoyu ramen. So there's tons of different types of ramen. There's shoyu, shiyu, tsukumen, tantanmen, all kinds of different kinds. This is a soy sauce based, so shoyu ramen. Really good. Oh, it's just so like full of flavor. Shoyu is actually my favorite ramen. I also really like the tonkotsu, which is like a thicker ramen, but this is really good for like a lighter ramen if you don't want to be super full after. And I feel like I can drink all of the broth with the shoyu. Okay, let's try these noodles next. Really solid bowl of ramen. Every time I come to Japan, I have like a checklist of different things I want to eat again. Obviously, you know, some famous things like sushi and wagyu, but ramen always tops the list. I can't wait to taste my first bite of ramen every time I land in Japan, and this is a great place to try. A really cool place here in the kind of hidden underground part of the ramen museum in Yokohama. Beautiful piece of chashu roast pork. Yeah. That broth, just so comforting, warms you up on a cold day. Okay, ramen number 2. This one, appearance-wise, completely different off the bat. It's served in a nabe, a hot pot, and then there's some fried garlic on the top here. And just check this out. Beautiful, beautiful ramen. That looks incredible. And you can see the egg yolk on top there. I'm gonna kind of mix it around. And I'm also just gonna add in all of that fried garlic, kind of give that a mix. Pieces of chashu in there as well. And then of course, those noodles on the bottom. Oh, that looks so good. Let's give it a try. So that's a really creamy tonkotsu broth. So boiled down pork bones for hours and hours and hours, overnight, days sometimes. Let's try the noodles. Oh, hot. It's a little cleaner tasting, less salty than the shoyu, and there's some bean sprouts in there as well. I can taste some kind of like veggie flavor. The egg just adds to the creaminess of that ramen too. This sort of tonkotsu broth ramen comes from the south of Japan. It's really heavy, creamy ramen. Piece of chashu here. A little fatty. I love it with the egg. I've actually never had a ramen in the nabe like this before. Third bowl of ramen of the day. This is shio ramen, so very light broth. This is just salt, shio salt. There's pieces of fat floating around in there, which I love to see. Braised egg, chashu of course, and I feel like I can smell a seafood-based broth with this one. Let's just try just the broth first. Definitely seafood-based broth, and a little bit salty, but not as salty as the shoyu ramen. Somewhere in between the tonkotsu and the shoyu. Very clean flavor, the light flavor. Let's try some of these noodles. These noodles look a little bit thinner too. Perfect firmness, always cooked perfectly well here in Japan. Yum. Let's try an egg, little runny yolk in the middle there. Oh, so creamy.
Wow. Even though it's a seafood broth, it's not like a powerful, strong seafood flavor. It's very light, kind of hints of it. I think I'm gonna give it up for the shoyu just because it's my favorite, but also the tonkotsu. This one, still good, but probably out of the three, my least favorite. But still really, really delicious. It's just awesome that you can come to one place and taste so many different types of ramen in such a cool setting too, an amazing atmosphere.
On our last night in Yokohama, we stayed at the Mitsui Garden Hotel Yokohama Minatomirai Premier, a luxurious hotel with sweeping views over Yokohama Bay. We also dined at their Ristorante I Volta, an Italian-Japanese fusion restaurant.
That was some really delicious ramen, really unique experience. You can also make your own custom bowl of ramen, similar like we did at the One Cup Museum. What I love about this place though is you can put your own picture on the front. So I put my dog Frank on the front of it. And that's it for today's episode here in Yokohama. Very easily accessible from the Haneda airport, only 30 minutes. So if you've explored Japan a lot and you've never been to Yokohama like us, definitely consider coming here because there's a ton of stuff you can see and taste here in Yokohama. Huge thank you to the Yokohama city government for sponsoring our trip here, but this was all my true opinions on my trip here in Yokohama. Really had a great time. So thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Chopstick Travel. Bye.